Welcome to Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast. Hey, it's JD, and I'm back for another week. This is a double shot. You get 2 episodes today because this is the episode that should have dropped on September 12th. But I didn't drop one on September 5th. So today I'm dropping 2. And I'm dropping the word drop a lot. Because that's the language we use in podcasting. You are listening to a podcast. This particular podcast is one where I, JD, dig through the depth of Pavement's catalog, one track at a time, with a hope of better understanding and appreciating the works of this seminal indie rock band, and hopefully one day getting to meet Malcolmus. So there's that. Today, I'm really excited because we're talking about Jackals, False Grails, the Lonesome era. And that is how it's punctuated. It is punctuated Jackals, comma, False Grails, colon, the Lonesome era. So there's that. Before we get into anything substantial in terms of digging this one couplet song apart, I got some emails, and as always, I appreciate your emails, and they mean a lot. So I've got an email here from Tim, and Tim says, quick story. A few months ago, I was working from home, and up popped on Instagram a live feed by Pavement the Rock Band Official, which of course I was super excited to see. Lo and behold, it's Larry, drummer from Spiral Stairs Band, who is chatting away while they are driving across Oregon to Portland for a show that night. And he's kind of blabbing on and on about the tour while viewers were commenting things like, hey, are you a roadie? Or, you aren't in the band? Or, where's Malcolmus? And Larry's face turns bright red, realizing he's on the Pavement Instagram, not the Spiral Stairs Instagram. It was so funny. Did anyone else run into this? This is great. Of course, Larry was a good sport about it and ended up laughing it off. He cursed Scott for handing him the phone with the wrong account logged into it and proceeded to chat about their shows and even dropped a hint at Pavement reunion shows next summer at Primavera. By the way, are you going? I might. The answer is yes. I'll be in Portugal. So, long story. Sorry. I ended up going to the show in Portland that night, and I was sitting at the bar by myself, and this guy comes up next to me to order drinks, and I instantly recognized the voice. It's Larry. I said, dude, I heard you on Instagram today on Pavement's handle. It was so funny. He was totally embarrassed and turned around to the band, all sitting in a booth, which I hadn't noticed. He told the guys I heard the whole thing, and then invited me over to have drinks with him, which I happily did. Larry and I ended up figuring out we both grew up in San Diego and frequented the same skate park. We knew some of the same people. He went to high school with Tony Hawk and had classes with him, which was fun to hear about. Their show that night had a sour turnout, but it was so fun. They did 2 states and a few other Pavement songs, much to the crowd's delight. After the show, Larry invited me to a barbecue in Portland, and I ended up going the next day. Scott wasn't there, but the rest of the band was. All super nice guys. They sat around the dining room table and jammed for a few hours. It was such a fun time. If you have the chance to see Spiral Stairs, go. He's great. The band is great. Oddly enough, as a big Pavement fan, I haven't followed Scott's stuff much, but I do now. I'll tell you what, Tim. I am a big fan of Preston School of Industry and the Doors and the Daggers record, and the new record. That's only one of the releases that Scott has released since Pavement broke up that I haven't really dug, because he released 3 as Preston, and 2 is Spiral Stairs, 3 is Spiral Stairs, and there's just the one before Doors and the Daggers that I'm not that big on. It's not a bad record, but it just doesn't move me. You Want to Be Hypnotized is great. It's really, really great. And what makes it even greater in a way is how different it is from the New Milk, which is so strange because they were released so close together. Well, I mean, it's not strange. I mean, it's not like they're jamming over the phone or anything. But the New Milk record is so different from the new Scott record. And I think that's interesting. I think it's really fascinating how different they both are. They are great to listen to back to back. I wouldn't recommend doing a shuffle between the two because they're just so diverse. But there's that. Anyway, thanks, Tim, for the email. I was lucky enough that I saw Spiral on this most recent tour, and he actually plugged the podcast to the crowd that was there, which was fucking unreal and amazing, and just so lovely. He's a great dude, and he's been really helpful with the pod. So, thanks, Scott, if you're listening. Bob has been great. Everybody's been great. Everybody's great. Still trying to meet Malcolmus, of course. Which brings me to the next email that I have. And here it is. Hi, JD. I discovered your podcast about a year. Actually, I really discovered Pavement at the age of 60. Yes, that's a 6 and an O. Thanks for doing what you do. It's great. Until that time, I only really knew Cut Your Hair and Shady Lane. I was reading Jeff Tweedy's book. Yes, I'm a Wilco dad rock dad. And he asked, who is the best band ever? The next line was Pavement. Like Wowie Zowie. Like the Wowie Zowie cover. So I pulled a copy of my wife's Water Your Domestic CD and listened to it in the car. Whoa, good choice. Good choice, Hugh. This is Hugh writing this email. And I'll tell you what, if you're trying to indoctrinate yourself into Pavement, you couldn't pick a better disc than Watery. Man. Four tracks, all of them great. Can't wait to dig into those. Anyway, Hugh listened to that in the car. That was it. I'm all the way in, and it came just at the right time for me. Now, this is where it gets interesting. While I really like your podcast, I have a few issues I'd like to mention. Sorry to bring this email down, but number one, you are mispronouncing Malcolmus's name. It's not a 3-syllable word, Malcolmus. It's a 2-syllable word, Malcolmus. Not sure if you're too far down the road to change. I think you want to meet Malcolmus, not Malcolmus. Well, Hugh, we are too far down the road. That's how I say it. I'm not saying it with 3 syllables. I'm not saying Malcolmus. I realize I'm also not saying Malcolmus, but Malcolmus is never how I've heard it pronounced. So there's that. You talk over song intros like a pop radio DJ. Not sure why. Just heard Perfume V live at the Brixton Academy in the latest podcast and missed one of my favorite parts. Malcolmus's sharp inhale before the song. I really like the episode though. I think it's a pure pop song with dark, guilty lyrics. I agree. It is pure pop. I wanted to be a pop radio DJ. That's why I do it that way. I'm sorry. And I'm not being... I don't want to be dismissive of your feedback because I think feedback is good. And this is really the first instance of feedback that I've got that is, more of the constructive bent. And I want to take it in and I don't want to push back on it. But that's just how I'm doing this podcast. Sorry. My goal is you hear the song on the podcast and you go buy the track, I put links in every episode for you to purchase the track or sign up for Apple Music. And I encourage everybody out there to do that. This is how music gets made. I'm sort of cheating the system, I suppose, by playing the tracks. I feel like I've got a nod from the band to be doing this, but I think if push came to shove, the label and the publishers would be not cool. So yeah, buy those songs. Anyway, thank you. The other one is about audio levels. Please pay attention to audio levels listening to your Here episode, which I also like a lot. My ears got blown out when you played the song. Intro equals low audio level. You kind of higher audio level. Song, bleeding ears. Do you have a program where you can see the audio levels? I am not an engineer. I use a program, GarageBand, to record in, and I keep, I have a Rode Procaster, which I use. My levels are usually pretty consistent because I use an aftermarket product to take care of the mastering and the mix down. I don't trust the GarageBand mix down, and this is the reason why I don't trust it, because it does keep things true to how they were recorded, and in some cases the songs are louder. The songs should be louder, but Hugh, you've got a good point. I don't want it so loud. I don't want the episodes to be so all over the place. But I ran out of credits with my aftermarket tool that I was using. So this episode and the previous episode should be back to normal. But yeah, there was probably 4 episodes in a row that I didn't use it. And I regret it, but what can you do, right? Anyway, all feedback is good. I feel like I've answered as best I can. And, I want to thank you. Thanks for listening. And I hope you continue to listen. I hope you don't take this as snarky. Anyway, I can tell you that we're moving into the song portion of the podcast. So I will be talking over the introduction. This is Jackals, False Grails, the Lonesome Era. And again, there's only 2 lyrics. And it's, I've got one holy life to live. I've got one holy life to give. I've got one holy life to live. I've got one holy life to give. And that's it. That's the song. But I want to tell you something. The fucking melody of this song, the fucking melody of that shout out, that with both Scott and Steven singing, either that or it's Malcolmus doubled, is wonderful. It's amazing, and it's an amazing payoff to the guitar melody that is played where the verse could be. And if there was a verse, this would be a frickin' hit. This is a hit song. This is 3 minutes, 1 second long. It's perfect for, that sort of consumption. And it's near damn perfect. I don't know what more I can say other than I love the instrumentation. I love the hook. I love the melody. I love the chorus, or I guess by de facto the verse. I think this is just solid fucking gold. This would have been a great way to end the record. Almost on an outro. There is that swirling synth in there as well. Like that sort of, which really thickens the sound of this song up considerably. And I just want to listen to it. Let's listen to it. Sorry for what I'm about to do, Hugh, but this is my chance. Maybe some DJ A&R guy will be listening to this and go, "This kid's got it. He needs to be on the radio, a dying medium." Just my luck. The radio goes out of fashion and I get a job offer because of this podcast. That would be fucking dynamite. Anyway, JD, DJ. Coincidence? I think not. Okay, enough already. Let's listen to the goddamn song. This is Jackals, False Grails, the Lonesome Era on Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast. Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast, is a weekly affair. I'm social. Check me out at Meeting Malcolmus. And be a dear. Subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts.